It's midday with Marcus Maven. 8150 939 is the number. 939 is the station, and this is a day of love. Coming off of yesterday and the day before yesterday, you can use a day of love. That's why you have Steve Rummage in the building, Brian Hall in the booth.
This is a day of happiness. This is a day of, what's a good word I'm looking for?
I don't know, Steve.
A lot of babies we made tonight.
Love.
Love.
Just say love, Steve.
And it's not just love.
It doesn't have to be awkward. It's just love.
With your wife. It don't have to be love with your husband. But there's a lot of love going around, even with the basketball team. And today, we're going to have a good day.
No better way than to throw this thing completely off the rails by mentioning love and your wife and basketball and
he said he doesn't even have to be with your wife
and the trichotomy between them. Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be a part of the love that's in the building right now. But no, it's a Thursday, and it's Valentine's Day, and so I got some dinner plans tonight. But other than that, it's another day in the life of Louisville basketball.
All right.
That's an easy way to transition in today. But first, before we get there, I just have to say this publicly. There was a knock at the door, the front door of ESPN Louisville Studios. I heard out of the corner of my ear, a delivery for Marquise Mobbin.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I think that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I go out there. It's a nice little white box.
It was.
The white box is from the Bunt Cake people. Sorry I don't have your address at the moment. Somebody, if you text me their address and you text me their information, I will pass it along because it's an awesome, awesome cupcake.
It's the best cupcake I've ever had.
So
I had two.
Whoever sent the Bunt Cake, there was no message, there was no note. Whoever went out of their way, or whoever decided that Marcus would enjoy Bunt Cakes in the morning on Valentine's Day,
may whatever higher power you
awesome.
worship pour blessings on you.
Right?
Oh my God, it was perfect.
Steve, you said it was clutch.
They're almost, yes, because I just knew coming in today somebody would have, I thought Nate Huber, somebody would have donuts back
Somebody
there.
would have something.
Like,
Don Yates.
Don Yates would have donuts or would have, I was like, I know something's going to happen today. So I was like, I'm going to go in there. I didn't eat breakfast.
You purposely held off on breakfast.
There was nothing. And of course I wasn't going to get angry.
Right.
I'm like, all right, well.
It happens.
I missed. Okay, I'll
Right.
eat after the show. Me and the wife, we got plans later.
Of course.
And we're going to go out to eat.
I want some Mr.
Bam!
Delivery.
So anyways, I'm like, okay, this is what we'll do. So all of a sudden, the delivery shows up. Some of the best cupcakes.
You were not
those were the
bashful.
best.
You were not bashful either.
No.
Like people, there's no better feeling than when you bring in cupcakes and everyone enjoys them. Like I really am happy that everybody in here was so happy.
Yeah.
About and let's pull back the curtain. It's early. We're having a good feel good morning. Here's the thing, people. Just so there's listen, I got a couple of DMs and a couple messages about, who's this Don Yates thing? What's the situation here?
Oh boy.
Don Yates prepares the very married and in love Don Yates. Listen, she prepares on a normal basis a plate of love from whatever deliveries we get, from Mr. Delivery and, these things. She does this for me, right? So last night, I'm watching the game at about 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching the replay. My God, people, I know the sound of skin burning. I know the sound of a whistle. They can be close together. You can hear the streak of skin burning on a floor. Steve, would you agree, like no matter how loud an arena is, the sound of skin going from sweat and lubrication, and once the lubrication is gone and wood contacts the floor or the skin and the floor, there's a and it burns for the next 2 weeks minimum.
Oh, it's the worst.
Jordan Wara, when he fell, and I just had to get this one since I'm in the mood to rant.
I'm stuck on this lubrication part.
Listen, don't make it awkward.
It's Valentine's Day.
So here's the
Yeah, that's
thing.
what I'm saying.
His hand, he immediately gets up and he's shaking his hand. When a 6'8", 240-pound man falls on the ground, think about how bad your bones are supposed to hurt when you fall. He wasn't worried about any bone or any muscle of that fall. You know what he got up doing? Shaking his hand like, blowing his hand, shaking his hand. Oh my God! And somebody, hey Marcus, I don't know if you're wrong. I think that was a whistle. Yes, you can hear the whistle.
Yeah,
but I know the streak of skin burning on a basketball floor.
I watch that and I cringe just as much as I do when somebody sends me like a leg break video or something. And you're like, oh,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Which I don't watch. I only watch them if they catch me by surprise.
Right. Because so normally you can see something coming along.
Yeah. But man, I saw that video and I was like, oh.
Yeah, because when
I haven't went back and watched the game. I probably won't. But
you should.
It's
a fun game to watch. The only thing is if you can. 3 o'clock in the morning, I am watching the game and it's hit me. Like I go to Kroger pretty much every day because I never know what I'm gonna have for dinner, and I don't mind deciding, at a late point. So I decided that I was gonna forego dinner today because I didn't do very well in my earlier eating. So I don't keep a lot of food in the house.
Yeah.
And then it hit me. My Dawn Bear Nose pizza plate. Bam! Right?
Yeah.
So I get up and I right. And then, I put it on social media and say, listen, she is the queen of late night snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Did I mention she was married?
She is. To a large man.
To a guy who can do upside down push-ups.
Yes.
Right? And for some reason, I felt comfortable enough at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if he's and listen, and he travels too. So you hope he's in town.
Yes.
Man, you're lucky you just didn't get beat up.
Right.
Because listen, show up on your doorstep.
If he's not in town and he reads that his Valentine is the queen of late night snacks.
Yeah. Yep.
This can't end well.
I know. No, not at all.
I am so happy that I could reward her with a red bundt cake that everybody else wanted. You all were ready to fight over the red bundt cake.
No kidding. She took the last one.
She took the last
Well,
one.
I got one, so I'm cool.
You took the first one.
I took the first one.
Good call.
Who took that middle one?
Don't know.
was
I don't know.
What's the other red one?
Oh, the intern.
Oh, man, we got an intern got the red one?
Yes.
Oh, that's so... Oh, man.
What's his name again?
I don't know any.
Oh my God. There's no. Listen, you go back, and at the 10-14 minute mark, you erase this conversation. If we don't know his name,
We call him Spike, but he...
no, I need government names around here. I'm not doing that. Spike, intern,
It's
Top
something with a
Gun.
B.
I'm not doing that anymore. I need government names around here. These people, these interns come in and out of this place. They commit a crime. These police come ask me, what's the guy's name? I'm not telling him Spike.
I know.
Intern Spike did it.
I feel like it's something with a B.
Right. Wait a minute.
Principal Butt Savage.
Right. We're sitting in here.
What's that from, by the way?
I don't know.
Brian, do you know? Principal Butt Savage. Text line. Somebody tell me.
Brian Hall,
I know what it's
Steve Rummage, Marcus Maben is getting interviewed by the actual police, and all three of us. You know what? We look like we're in on the conspiracy.
Yeah.
If we all don't know his name.
Yes.
Don't let anybody in this building anymore without a government ID card.
Yeah.
A government issued ID card. That's point
Unless
being.
they bring bunt cakes.
Yeah, then they
Good
can,
point.
whatever they do.
Or our
point.
paychecks.
It's like, oh, yeah, they shanked somebody on the way in. Or
Right. Like
he'll be all right.
Yeah, I just realized I'm uncomfortable not knowing these guys.
Listen.
But, go ahead.
Well, I do got something. Since we have so much love going around, I do have a huge foul ball in my wife real quick that needs to get taken care of because it kind of involves the University of Louisville.
I'm in no rush.
Okay. Last night, my guy Ethan Moore, who is a fellow shoe connoisseur.
And 93 Niner.
Yep. And And so Ethan tweets out, got a new pair of Ultra Boost. Thanks Lottie Stockwell. Thanks Adidas. All these. He tags all these important people, and they're amazing.
He was showing off. Go ahead.
No, he should have been. They're incredible looking shoes. I don't know why. I wear 14. Just throw that out there.
Steve, if I catch you begging, if you beg for another pair of shoes, Steve,
yes.
I'm going to force Brian to cut your mind. You have to let it happen naturally. At some point, Steve, you're above that.
Well, I have not reached that plateau yet. Being your co-host, I have learned over the years that you get a lot of things that sometimes, when they invite us into the table to grab free swag, I don't necessarily always get to walk away with free swag. So
poor you, Steve.
I have to beg.
Poor you, Steve. You have moved up the ranks so much that people hate me in this city.
Yes.
Because of what Steve has been able to accomplish in the minimum amount of time. Don't throw me under the bus. Now, with that being said, I want some shoes too. Go ahead.
So, yes, absolutely. So anyways, this is on there. All these people are tagged. I tweet Ethan back. I'm like, dude, those things are sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Next comment, my wife. You already got enough shoes. Foul ball. Tags. Adidas.
Shut up.
U of L.
No way.
Lottie Stockwell.
No way.
Ethan Moore.
No way.
You've already got enough shoes.
No way.
That's crap.
That came from inside the home?
That came from inside. That's it. I was like, no, wait a minute. No, time out. This is a huge foul ball.
She tagged everybody who
this
was
is not
possibly
okay. I mean, she replied to him, and I'm like, whoa. That not okay. Because now what am I supposed to say? Hey, keep your mouth shut, woman, on the Twitter. Well, that's going to be great.
Not to mention,
I went full Kentucky fan on
this,
dude.
Not to mention,
I'm like, hey, woman. I said, hey, don't mess with my shoes.
And think about it. If Lottie Stockwell reads that, you're done out here.
Yes.
You're done out here on these shoe streets, Steve.
Yeah. It was terrible. I'm like on Valentine's Day?
She would feel like she was disrespecting your wife if she helped you get shoes.
I know. I'm like, thanks, Judas. Oh, my God. It's Valentine's Day. Do you want the knife back?
Was that her?
Ding.
Was that her inside plan to make you overcompensate on Valentine's Day or something?
I don't know. I thought about canceling the whole day.
What you got to be is like, you realize I'm going to get these regardless. This is just saving me money. It's
I
saving
know.
us money.
I'm like, oh, thanks. Now I'm going to have to go buy the Ultra Boost. What were you thinking? I'm like, look, stay out of my radio business. Okay?
Did she have an explanation?
No. It's like, it's being funny. Well, this isn't funny. This is not fun and games. I'm canceling Valentine's Day. I'm canceling the whole thing.
No, you won't.
No, I'm not. But I'm like, that's not okay. This is not an okay thing to do.
I had a conversation with a lady very recently. I asked her, what's the nicest thing you've done for a man on Valentine's Day? You know what she did? She paused and paused.
Yeah.
And paused and went, and I said, never mind. That's my point.
Yeah. It's true.
Right? Like, look, because my whole point of all my conversation in the last probably 48 hours has been, I need a running tab on how equal this Valentine's Day is. And I don't even care. Like, the people who get married on Valentine's Day and turn that into engagement party and baby shower and whatever, listen, have fun and I cheer for you. Conversely, I cheer for anti-establishment. Valentine's Day was created by the system, the political, the distraction. Like that guy, listen, we can sit down and we can listen. We can talk about how Valentine's is the cornerstone of the Matrix.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I really don't care either way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can have fun. I can be in a relationship where we go over the top on Valentine's. I can be in a relationship where it's just a Thursday.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, to each your own.
But you can't be that way if you're in a relationship with Valentine's Day.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's important in my house. So I have to do it. Yes.
Valentine's Day is kind of like a wedding. It's like more for the female, I believe.
Yeah, do tell. Right.
What? I mean,
No. We're not. This wasn't an awkward
it's where
pause.
you show your love to your women. You know,
It
want me
would-
to keep
that-
throwing more out there for you. I'll just keep going.
love
You know,
Brian.
Right. Like I didn't intentionally just leave that awkward pause out. When you said that, I think, okay, is this politically incorrect? And I think, do I agree? Do I disagree? Do I not care? Have I decided that I'm out on generalizations on Valentine's Day?
Well, I think it's just. Of course, like at our house, we're gonna go to Saki Blue, of course, because that's romantic, and it's good. But after that, we go back home, and when I say this, I'm not being nasty. I just can't say because she may be listening.
Right.
We come back home, got a little something playing, stuff, and so
again, we don't need to know what happened.
yeah, I
when you
know.
get home.
Brian, I told Brian that before, and Brian was like, "Oh, well, tell me." Like, dude, I'm talking about I got something planned for her. God,
Come on, out of the gutter.
no, come on, man. So, anyways, a lot of love going around today. It's good. It's good.
What do I have to do
feeling.
to go to text line? I'm curious now. Valentine's Day was created by corporations to make people consume.
Well, it's worked. They're genius. They are genius.
Listen, that's the exact person that I said I can hang out with.
Yes.
And I can listen to all his Valentine's Day
Sure.
conspiracy
Yeah, I
theories.
don't argue either
And
way.
I can join them, and I can listen to the world needs more. Even if Valentine's Day is fake, the world needs more love anyway.
That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you.
But don't make that face when you say that's very nice of me, Steve.
that's very
Your
nice.
voice projects disgust in my waxing poetically over the air.
No, it's very pleasant.
Okay, so everybody's in love,
All right.
and then everybody else has problems. Problem number one, Steve. I asked you before the show, can we fix this press conversation? That seems to be something nobody can stop talking about. Are you comfortable having full court press conversation? Do you have an answer for full court press conversation? Are you as agitated as I am listening to full court? Listen, and I'm this is not rhetorical. And Brian, I want you to be a part of this one too. Like I said, 3 different points of view. When you see a full court press, you hear Coach Mac being asked about full. Because here's the thing, people, we're not over this conversation all the way. Like we're not over this conversation because this is a Duke conversation. This is a Florida State conversation. This is a Clemson conversation. This is a conversation moving forward because we agreed yesterday that this was a thing that has stopped you from being number 5 in the country, probably.
Yeah, but
Or closing out.
yeah,
So,
but here's my problem, or my only thing with it. Yes, the press is an issue, but only with a handful of teams. Now you can tell me I'm wrong on this too. That's fine, but this is my opinion. I think there's only a handful of teams that Louisville's going to struggle with. And here's the problem. I just don't think you can fix that this year. I think that's where the conversation that I don't like to have right now, where you kind of have maybe you just don't have all the horses yet. But the handful of teams that can do that to you, Duke, a team like Florida State's long, athletic, but I think Florida State press you again. You run them. I think we will smack Florida State if we get them again. Press the whole game. I don't care. I don't know. I don't want to rewrite history like we haven't watched Louisville figure out presses.
Right.
Louisville's been pressed. They figured it out, and they've smoked the press.
right.
I think is what's happening, though, is it's not a press issue as much as it is if you got uber athletes that are just, Duke's got.
Say it again, Steve. Don't worry. Don't feel comfortable repeating it as much as humanly possible.
Top 5 NBA draft picks.
3 of the top 5 NBA players will be
Yes.
in the draft.
But a team like Duke. Could a team like Kentucky do it? Maybe. I'll throw them in there.
Okay.
If they decided they wanted to just buckle down and press Louisville 94 feet the entire game.
Right.
Maybe that's a team that could do it. I'm seriously trying to rack my brain. You can help me out. 8150 93.9, 3831 93.9 if you can think of somebody. But seriously, think of somebody. I don't know that Tennessee could. But Tennessee don't play that game. Gonzaga, maybe. Maybe if they wanted to. I see. I mean, seriously, think about this. Louisville's beat the press. I just think when you got uber athletes that can D you up, man up, straight up, 94 feet, sometimes Louisville's going to struggle, and there's no way to fix it.
And then D up on the half-court side as well.
No, I mean, I'm kind of with you guys. I'm along the lines that I think that we will get the press solved. And when we do, we're back to a team that's capable of beating a Duke by 23 points before we struggled. I'm not saying that's going to happen every day, but I'm saying I think any given day we could beat almost any team in the country if we can figure out this press thing, because this press thing is going to be our back. You know, it could be our worst nightmare.
But here's what I'm saying, and this is what you hate to say. I'm not sure you can figure it out against the Duke. I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not sure there is a figure. I mean, because you're right. You're right. But I'm not sure there is a. But that's one team.
I'm sorry. Let me get situated here. Take what I say and pass it along to all your friends. Everybody you're going to debate with about the full court press, take along what I say. And I'm not going to tell you anything you don't already know or anything you haven't seen with your own two eyes. The full court press is almost extinct. The full court press is not a thing overall. West Virginia was the last effective pressing team that caught people's attention nationally.
Yeah.
At the back end of a West Virginia press, they had one of the best shot blockers of all time. Mm-hmm. Louisville, on their pressing teams, had Gorgie Jang in the back.
Yeah.
When you have shot blockers.
Yeah, an eraser. Yeah.
A complete eraser.
Duke had Zion Williamson.
Fair enough.
That'll work.
Real transitional erasers. There's not a lot of them that ever even exist, people. And an eraser, a true eraser, not a dunk dummy.
Yeah.
At the back end.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody, if you're anywhere near Nate Johnson or Tony Williams or Eric Johnson or everybody even before me, right? Yeah. Anybody who's faced the press knows that 99% of the time at the back end of that press is a big old goofy dunk dummy. Mm-hmm. And all we do is fight over who gets to run the right side of the floor.
Yeah.
Right? And listen.
You want me to give you one? Florida State. Christ Kamaji.
Dunk dummy.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing, people. Once you figure it out, and I'm saying figure it out in quotations because there's only going to be one answer, and I'll get there. Every team in college and in top 40 has people who can finish on a fast break. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not they've tapped into it yet or getting there, all that stuff takes time. That's a process. What I'm telling you, and this is where I tell you, you've seen this before with your own two eyes. You don't see a lot of full court pressing. You don't see it for an extended time. You don't see it effective early in the game unless you're only trying to slow down your opponent, which is we don't really fall victim to full court presses unless we're in the lead or you're in a helter-skelter situation. Full court presses don't work against Louisville when they're just like early in the game. The full court press is the breakdown. We got to come back. We got to make a run kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a difference. That means 75% of the game, it doesn't work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you remember when this Kentucky coach took this job in the NBA and from a long-time franchise, and he came in there and he asked Kenny Anderson and Walter McCarty. He tried to incorporate a full court press.
Yeah, drafted his whole team.
Drafted his whole former college team and tried to do a full court press.
Yeah.
And was getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, they were terrible.
trying to pardon me, sorry about that. Trying to full court press.
Yes.
It just doesn't work like that. But here's the thing. When you get into a situation, once Darius, Dwayne, Ryan, and Christian decide to attack your man, don't play with the ball, don't joke around, they have to stop you. A trap is a defensive trap is how the other team gets the disadvantage. You know, you have the advantage when you can bring a trap to you.
Yeah.
Once you're able to deal with it, you know. Here's the thing that you saw manifest with your own two eyes is the one part you said you can't fix physically.
Yeah.
The minutes Kristen Cunningham plays means his first step when there's only 8 minutes and 4 minutes to go in the game, his first step is not explosive. Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm telling you is he's still explosive enough to do what he needs to do. But psychologically, he's apprehensive about attacking it because his legs are tired. A point guard who can move early in the game, who can explode early in the game, does not really have that same burst late in the game.
Absolutely.
Now, he has a lot more than he thinks he has. And all you have to do is beat a full court press 3 times. And a full court press is like the equivalent of getting dunked on. If somebody beats your full court press and it ends with the alley-oop, no coach on the planet would stay in that press past 2 possessions. Right?
Yeah.
Let somebody try to full court press without getting a steal and let a team finish. If this Louisville team finishes early in the press, because everybody's quick to say, every team's going to press us, from the jump ball to the no, they're not. And if they do, it's going to end with Jordan Nwora dunking on somebody really, really hard twice in a row.
Yeah, I agree.
And the next time you're going to see that full court press is when Louisville's up 16 at the end of the game. And there will be no Zion, and there will be no dunk eraser, no defensive eraser at the back end of that. You'll see a bunch of Louisville players laughing about who gets to dunk on this kid first.
Yep.
But again, it's a process. Mac has to say, you're going to have to attack the guy in front of you. I don't care how tired you are. If you're tired, we'll call a timeout. Darius Perry handled the full court press the best. Why? Because Darius goes.
Yeah, he just gets up the court.
He gets up the court. He doesn't play around with the ball.
Well, until he got up the court.
And that's where,
where the disaster came.
Darius Perry is a guy, I'm telling you, if somebody goes press late game, they're going to start bringing in Darius Perry. Mm-hmm. And they're going to say one rule. You get that ball, you attack the basket. Yep. If you're not 100% sure that you can score at the bucket, you bring it back out. Mm-hmm. Problem solved.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Dwayne, you can dribble and your body is physical enough. Don't get caught pushing off. Don't use your off arm to block somebody out. But Dwayne, you pump fake and you go. Chris Mack in his press conference, he said, we need to pump fake once, get a guy out of position, hit the lane and go. Aggression is the key to the full court press. And I'm telling you, I said it yesterday, and you can tell all your friends, once they get aggressive with the full court press, that's all she wrote.
Yeah. See, and that's kind of what I agree. Texter says Duke, Kentucky, and Michigan are the only teams capable of suffocating UK or U of L.
You see Langford's body, that point guard for Michigan State. Mm-hmm. He can't be at the top of a press.
Right. Yeah. No.
For a game.
See, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. And again, this is open for argument with me. I'm fine.
Duke has come off straight off the AAU circuit.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm asking somebody to change my mind because it's almost like I feel like it's that simple. There's just a couple teams that they have the horses to suffocate you up, but they could do that to about anybody.
We have our first contestant on the Bill Edscorns and Sons Collision Center hotline contest. Ulysses, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind, my man?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's good to hear from both of you. A couple of things. I've said this before on your show, Marcus. I told you who balanced the equation is the man you just got through talking about. He basically balanced the equation. If you can get him to do what he's got, the speed. The other thing he's got to get is the savvy. I saw him throw a diagonal pass through one of our plays and get it intercepted. So what you got to do with those, under those circumstances, with their kind of length, you got to bounce pass. If you're going to pass on a team, you got to have enough savvy to bounce pass instead of doing the diagonal chest pass or one-handed pass or whatever you're doing. He's got to understand the floor. He's got to understand the floor and understand that if you have the ball and you pass the ball, you're more of a quarterback than anything. That pass has got to get threaded through to whoever you got to get the ball to. The other thing I saw was that you touched upon a lot of stuff I was going to speak upon, and that is I think even Duke with Zion back in the back is susceptible to the lob dunk. Period. I don't care what anybody says. You get Nora coming down that sideline, the eye communication, boom, it's there.
Right. We pulled away against, I forget who, maybe North Carolina State, maybe not Miami, with Jordan Warren's backdoor alley-oop dunk when Christian Cunningham did the look away. That's it. Yeah.
The other portion of the equation that can be balanced if we need to. Consider this. I was trying to get in the other day and get this point across. I happen to believe, and I've seen it done before, we can actually use our bigs to advance the ball down the court. They got to be prepared to do some things. Again, the quarterback scenario, when the ball's in their hands, has to be understood. You don't throw the ball into somebody that is looking at you running down the hall. You got to see the floor. If you throw a pass to another one of your players, it can be with somebody on the opposing side not seeing. It's like getting blindsided.
Right.
You looking if Marcus, if I pass the ball to you flaming down the court, you don't see you looking back at me because you know I'm gonna throw the pass. But I see that you got somebody that might intercept it. I'm not throwing the ball to you. I got to get that ball to somewhere else. When you get the ball to the center of the court, the big man turns, pivots, understand what's behind him, and we understand what's in front of him. He flashes the ball out.
Right. Listen, I know what you're saying. You're right about the execution. You know what I'm saying? So are we still talking about breaking the press here?
Yes, we are talking about breaking the press, and we're also talking about getting the ball where we need to get it with our bigs.
Right.
Even if we get into the half court set, Marcus. I mean, definitely we got to get that's just something that has to be explored, and we don't have a lot of time. All I'm saying is I understand your point. You're right. We don't get pressed that often, and Steve, you're right. We have bust the press before. We just have to have a lot more poise. That stuff has got to get covered because what's in the breaches for us, Marcus, is if we can balance the equation, we're looking at having a real good shot at possibly a national championship, which I think our women team are already there.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, our women team is already there. But that's another story.
Right.
Marcus, thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk, man. You both have a blessed day.
No, listen, I appreciate the call. I listen, I hear the excitement. I know a lot of times you just got to get it out there, even if you're just talking it out loud to yourself. Like I said, I do it too. That's why the Lord gave me this radio show.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But listen, to his point, I'll say this. Overall, I agree. But when I say aggression level, a bounce pass is not even the aggression level I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a pump fake and go somewhere. You know, a pump fake. But he's right when you say poise. You remember the play, Stephen Enoch catches that ball, somebody falls down, he ends up with that basketball right in front of us, about at the three-point line.
Yep.
He goes to the basket, and he charges.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that as a thing of beauty. Now everybody remembers the play. Brian Hall, you remember the play? Stephen E. Knox gets that charge, and everybody, what are you doing? What are you doing? They're looking at the result of the play. You know what I saw? A guy who saw an opportunity and did not waste a second going to do something. That's the kind of speed and decisiveness. That's what you're going to have to do to be a championship level team.
Yeah.
There cannot be indecision. Now, your decision making at the end is going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can't, the experience part of aggression, opportunity is there. He recognized it immediately. He went. It's the same thing with Darius Perry. You beat the press. You get to the basket. Your aggression level. You have to learn to at what point to scale back, to do a systems analysis. I am close to the basket. Maybe this call could go my way. Maybe not. I haven't done it, many times before. This is a little uncomfortable. Let me bring it back out.
Yeah.
But his decision to go was the right decision. There was one guy in front of him.
I almost wanted him to shoot. But that's a testament to him.
Yeah,
that's
right,
a testament to the players. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
He went.
And then there was we were sitting right there. There was no hesitation. He got the ball. He turned. He didn't even look.
As soon as he saw that there was nobody in front of him and saw that space, and he's good enough to dribble twice, jump stop, pivot to somebody coming to get the ball. But again, how in the world would you prepare him for that situation?
Well, I will say this. I mean, and then there's times you also credit a well-coached team. I think it may have been, was it Javin DeLaurier that took the – I mean, I think it was. If it was, I mean, that's a junior, senior player that was smart enough to says, okay, he probably don't have a Euro step. I'm going to set up far enough out because if he was 1 foot back, Steve would have punched on him. Like he's that much of an athlete.
Yeah. If
1 step back.
Yeah.
He set up outside of. You could tell that a senior guy set up just deep enough that Steve couldn't. There was no way,
Right.
And that's a great defensive play.
And if I'm Coach Mack, maybe I set up that same play again. Steve, when you're in this position
Matt
right
didn't
now,
yell at Steve for that play.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
While the entire crowd said, everybody around us, what are you doing? Ah, you got to do that. Yeah.
If you're looking on the YouTube, Mac went.
Right.
Yep.
Listen, you because he knew I need you to make quick decisions like that going forward. You're never going to be a top level basketball player if you can't make the quick decision.
He gave Steve the not bad. We'll talk about that at practice.
Right. And we'll get better at that.
Yeah. That's exactly what he gave Steve.
Again, I don't need the slow, controlled bounce pass.
This team's not going to win that way.
Right.
They're just not.
Right.
They're not going to win that way.
They're not experienced enough to be like that.
It's why you said it, and I agreed 100%. There was a play. We were up big. I think we were up 20 almost. Right. Play comes off the rebound. It may have been Darius. Somebody went straight
through the long pass.
Down the court. Yep. Guy wasn't looking. I mean, the
Duke player was not looking.
Yeah.
Everybody, you remember the play that almost got stolen? I think they knocked it out of bounds. They didn't come up with it. Everybody around us was angry about that pass. Everybody's saying, calm down and slow down. The same pass that was made is the same pass you throw over Zion's shoulder. We got 4 points off of when a guy's not looking, a defender's not looking, throw the pass.
Yeah, you got to go.
You got to throw the pass right over his right ear. Yeah. Now, if that player smells something or sees your eyes and he reads your eyes, just like any sport wide receiver, if they read your eyes and they turn around and hold up their hands and and get a accidental tip,
force them to make a great play.
That's what you have to do. Teams that make great plays and great passes make that decision to throw a basketball over a guy's shoulder when they're not looking.
But this team's going to play. We'll talk about probably after 11. We'll get into a little bit more of what you lost or did not lose on there. But you can make a run, and to make a run, you're going to have to take it. You're going to have to take a risk like that.
Awesome basketball conversation. A lot of smart people out there. The phone lines are blowing up. We welcome your calls. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. We are on the YouTube channel right now. We are Made for the Ville is the YouTube channel. click that subscribe button. Hit us up on Twitter. Ronnie, thanks for joining us on the Head Scoring Collision Center hotline, my man. What's on your mind?
Hey, Marcus, thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
Two comments. One about the U of L game. I think it just came down to they just got better and more talent than we do, but I think we still could have won that game. Obviously, coach gets paid a lot more than I do to deal with basketball, but it seemed like with up 23 with 9 and some change left on the clock that even with all the turnovers, I don't think we probably could have done anything to eliminate turnovers, but maybe if they had drained the shot clock down more and limited their number of possessions, that instead of them beating us by 2, maybe we could have beat them by 4. I don't know. That's just my opinion on the U of L game.
And Ronnie, it's okay. I mean, you can finish your other point too, but I do want to say it's okay to say they should have won the game. You know, I'm with you. Like they should have won the game.
What's funny is my wife came in while I was watching the game. We were still up by like 12, and she said, "How's it going?" I said, "Oh, they're getting ready to blow a 23-point lead."
Yeah.
I could just see it coming.
Yeah.
But my other comment, and I called you all back in December. I want to give you a LeBron update, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Go, look, fire away.
All right. I told you back in December when I called, I said that the Lakers will never achieve anything higher than a 5th seed in the playoffs, and I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. It's getting so bad. I told you that LeBron is going to suffer a significant injury that's going to keep him out playing in the West because he's not used to playing that hard for this many games in a row. And that's what the Western Conference does to you over the Eastern Conference. And he was out for a month. And I suspect he's going to get injured again, too. But I also want to put to bed, I'm pretty sure that comparing him to Michael Jordan is pretty much over with now. I don't think anybody could even think that he's even close to being in that. As far as physical athlete, yes, I'm not saying he's not an above-average player. That's obvious that he's got skills and talent, but I think he gets most of that because he played in the weak East his entire career, and now he's finally getting exposed. But the next step that I told you was going to happen is that the Lakers are going to turn on him, and that will happen, and it's going to happen soon because if you just look at his demeanor, the Lakers are used to having superstars with heart, and LeBron just doesn't have one. He quits during games. He sits on the end of the bench by himself. He cries and pouts on the sideline. He wants to get rid of his coaches everywhere he goes. It's everybody's fault but his. But if you look at Kobe, when Kobe won his last 2 championships with the Lakers, LeBron right now with the team assembled around him has better talent and better players around him right now than Kobe did when he won his last 2 championships with the Lakers. And that's what Lakers fans are going to remember.
You do know the roster,
Kobe
right?
never sat on the sideline and cried.
Okay.
He never pouted.
Yeah.
He was always in their face, and he's a dominant player. And LeBron is you can't take the crybaby out of LeBron. That's just what he is. And that you watch the announcers, the ESPN, you hear some noise now where they're starting to give him a little bit of flack. It's going to come, and it's going to because when the Lakers, even with
Ronnie,
LeBron,
I got to pull it, Ronnie. I got to pull it, man. I listen.
Man, things turn quickly there.
Ronnie, I appreciate that one. I mean,
Is that the same guy that called in last time?
you know that's the same guy. Who, listen, there's a saying, Steve, and it's called it's a I don't know if a euphemism. I'll just say saying. Don't let people rent space in your head.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Don't let people rent space in your head. Ronnie, I'm gonna take this phrase from Shannon Sharp. You got to go to church and get that taken out of you. You Ronnie, you listen. You have to go get that out of you because it's eating you alive, man. I mean, listen, this is me saying this as a friend. Go back and listen to what you just said. Brian does a great job of putting up the podcast on 93.9. Ronnie, like, just so you know, I watched the numbers for the YouTube channel drop and drop and drop. And Ronnie, because I love the call-in part of the show, I love people's ideas, I let you event about LeBron James and your disdain for him at the cost of 40% of the live listeners that knew that what you were saying was so personal and so outdated and so wrong. But I let you go on with that.
If you were to want to forget the last few minutes of your life, what drink would you have?
If I needed to forget the last few minutes of what just occurred, you remember I told you about that Long Island iced tea? I'd go Long Island iced tea, and then you remember how you were reading the ingredients and you were laughing about like people actually drink stuff like this?
Yeah.
And I was telling you different Long Island iced teas have different levels of a certain thing.
Yeah.
I would make sure I got the top shelf tequila part of it.
Okay.
And I would quadruple the tequila part in the Long Island iced tea.
Okay.
Right? And because they're different levels of, buoyancy, like, they'll separate if you don't mix it up real good.
Okay.
I would just hide that tequila as much as I could in that Long Island iced tea, add a little triple sec to it, just to get some stuff out of the way. Maybe a little extra splash of Dr. Pepper. And I would pound that Long Island iced tea until I leaned back in my chair and just fell.
Okay. Okay. All right. It's noted.
We're almost at break, so if you liquor store's not far.
What about moonshine?
That's it's not worth the hangover.
Okay.
You might be able to get access to it pretty easy though.
I can. They made a movie about it actually. Bullitt County.
Kevin, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. Fire away.
Man, I grew up in the 80s. That dude make me want to drink mixed Brass Monkey, Cisco, and Mad Dog.
Right.
And call that a drink.
He just got he got to get that out of him, man.
I don't follow the NBA that closely, but I thought that every time that Kobe won, wasn't Shaq on his team?
No. Don't get
Okay,
drug into that conversation.
Okay, I'm through. That ain't what I called about. Let me say, I'm gonna get back on the Duke game.
Right.
The thing about the Duke game that I don't like is that with that implosion, it takes away from how brilliant we played. You know what I'm saying? That was Chris Mack's Lamar versus Florida State. That was a game that really put Lamar on the map to win the Heisman. If Chris Mack could have pulled that off, he'd have been Coach of the Year without a doubt.
You know what, though? We would have lost Jordan Ward. You win that game.
You think?
According to Steve.
But I didn't that's another thing. Wars, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really sold on Ward at the beginning of the year. I was kind of cautious. But
he has a huge upside.
But every game that we play that's a big game, he's showing up pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Kentucky, he did his thing. Indiana did his thing. Duke, he did his thing. So he's there. But when you look at that ESPN draft thing, he's not even one of the top 60 people.
It's a different game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. But I mean, it is. Yeah.
But back to my point about the Duke game. I just think that fans alike, even Louisville fans, I didn't see the Florida State game, but I heard how bad, it was and stuff like that. So with me not seeing that game, I'm expecting, kind of bad stuff in the Duke game. But to see the way that we came out and executed, we was doing backdoor cuts. We was making precision passing. All that stuff is positive. I just don't want people to lose that.
Right.
But what I wanted to make a point about, since you played on high level, and I'm sure you break these games down, what is our that's my work phone going off. But what's the
Change your ringtone, man.
And listen, they're looking for you. Hurry up and get off the phone.
Okay.
I'm listening.
it's our secretary conference. But anyway, what's the game plan for when we use the smaller guy in the free throw lane for the to break, for our zone offense? Because I mean, it seems like we missed that guy under the basket that was open, where we could have got an easy point or at least a foul, and we kept going to try to pass around perimeter where Duke's length was giving us a problem. Don't we have that guy there to shoot the jumper? But we don't even need a smaller guy to shoot the jumper, because you got Enoch and Malik. Both of them's got pretty good shots. So I don't understand.
Here's the thing. I appreciate the call, Kevin. You put that guy at that free throw line spot, a guy who has good hands, a guy who makes quick decisions. Guy gets the ball at the free throw line who has good hands, catches it, pivots to the right side. You need a smart player who makes good, aggressive decisions. Get him in there. He finds the open man to the left, or he gets it to the big man. Who's our best alley-oop thrower on the team?
Ryan McMahon.
Ryan McMahon. If you were going to break a press and you had an opportunity to throw an alley-oop, you'd get Ryan McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Got Dwayne Sutton. When he gets in that middle spot, Dwayne Sutton turns. He's aggressive. We're always comfortable with Dwayne lowering his shoulder and getting to the basket. Dwayne Sutton takes that extra dribble to get him. He's strong. He's strong with the ball. He's confident. That's why you see those guys at the free throw line like that. Dwayne Sutton is not worried about getting the ball knocked out of his hand. But again, this is Zion right there. Zion can be on the left block or the right block and can be, listen, there's a reason they're playing a shot block where he was on the other side of the lane and made up more space than any human could do and blocked that three-point shot. This guy is lurking around there all the time. Be careful when you judge the decision-making of a basketball player based on what you see versus what they can do, because these players know what he can do. They see him move around. They know what he's capable of. There was a point earlier when he said Zion.
Mm-hmm.
You remember we were in our zone? The first play they tried to run. Zion, seal his man, and we're going to throw it up.
Yep.
Now, Jordan Wara and Brian, they were desperate not to let him get that alley-oop.
Yeah.
They knocked it out of bounds. You know what Chris Mack did? Came right out of that zone.
Mm-hmm.
The threat of what alley-oop. When I told you at the beginning of this show that the threat after an alley-oop play is completed against the zone pulls a coach out of a lot of, because that means they figured it out.
Yeah.
They got the ball where they needed to get the ball, and they threw it up. Let me get to one last call before we hit the top of the break. Eric, we only got a minute, so fire away, my man.
All right, Marcus, this is going to be real quick. All I got to say is that at the end of the Louisville game, when they started pressing, obviously we have to work on making better decisions and quicker decisions so we can start getting the ball across. But the biggest thing from what I saw, I know people are talking about quick shots with Malik and Jordan, which there were a couple, but to me it seemed like when we did break the press, we would start dribbling up and there would either be an open lane to the basket or maybe one Duke guy around. And instead, and I know we were trying to use time off the clock,
right?
But if you play to not lose, then you end up losing. When you play prevent in football, you end up losing.
Right.
If you have an open lane to the basket, be aggressive and take it. You're most likely going to get a foul call or be able to get, a bucket. And that would have got us scoring more points and been able to stop Duke's run. But we kept pulling it back out to try to waste time. But if you turn the ball over and they get a wide open thing, you're not getting anything out of doing that. And so that was my biggest thing from that, is that we needed to keep attacking when we did get the ball across, because if we would have scored a few layups, they couldn't have kept that run going. You guys for
now that the
we're wrapping this up
has wore off, we'll wrap this conversation up, and then we'll kind of start to go back and we're going to look at some things, and we're going to look at some games coming, not just for our team, but some other teams.
We're going to give you a complete synopsis of what we're facing from this point forward, so you will know exactly the scenarios that are going to put you where you need to become tournament time.
Let us do the work for you. Get back here in the second hour. You're going to want to hear what we're talking about.
Middays with Marcus Maben, 8150, 93.9, It's always the number 3831-939 is a text line on 939 the Ville.
There comes a time in some people's lives where they wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say to themselves, oh my God, I'm going bald. If that's you, don't get depressed, because I have fantastic news for you. I'm Brandon Lang, best known for the movie Two for the Money, with Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey playing yours truly. When I decided to fix my baldness, I researched hundreds of doctors across the country before deciding on one of the best right here in your hometown, Parsley Waldman Hair Center of Louisville. My consultation was so easy, and as it turned out, more affordable than you could have ever imagined. Dr. Waldman and his staff treated me like family, and from the moment I walked in the door till the time I left, I was treated like royalty. Go to hairsurgery.com right now and let Parsley Waldman help you get your hair back and your self-confidence back as well. That is hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com, and take the first step to being young again.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maven or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
Pearls are considered to convey the power of love and luck.
Pearls are thought to impact wisdom, enhancing the laws of karma and bonding engagements and love relationships.
Come put the power of love to work for you with Davis Jewelers' new Freshwater Pearl 10-Cup Collection, featuring radiant pearls stationed along luxurious cable chains.
This Valentine's, give her our gorgeous 10-cup pearl bracelet in natural pink or white freshwater pearls for just $129.
The matching 10-cup pearl drop earrings are just $149.
Or the ultimate Davis Jewelers 18-inch freshwater pearl 10-cup necklace, a classic she'll wear every day for only $249.
Guys, buy the complete set for just $499.
This Valentine's, put the power of love to work for you.
The 10-Cup Pearl Collection, only from Davis Jewelers.
Because love, it's what we do.
Davis Jewelers. From anywhere in Kentuckiana, we're at Forest Green Boulevard, just off North Hurstbourne Parkway, and at davisjewelers.com.
So, Steve, what do you think about Ville Scorns and Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Ville Scorns and Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
In this ever-changing world where financial institutions merge and often close branches, it's nice to know Centra Credit Union is expanding to better serve the needs of the folks of Sellersburg. After nearly 80 years, their founding principle remains the same: people helping people. Centra offers individuals and businesses a full range of services to meet their every need. Come check out their new location at 651 Hamburg Way or visit Centra.org to find out more. Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Centra Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Drivers, want to be home with your family? We have immediate openings in your area. With 200 locations nationwide, Cardinal Logistics gets you home daily or several times a week. And with 100% dedicated runs, Cardinal Logistics provides the work-life balance you deserve. The best part is you don't have to sacrifice your